What successful business owners do during slow months might surprise you, because most people use slow seasons completely wrong. There's a pattern I've noticed after years of working with business owners and nonprofit executive directors across dozens of industries. The organizations that handle their busy seasons the best usually aren't the ones working the hardest during the busy season itself. They're the ones who use their slower season wisely. Because successful leaders understand something that a lot of people don't. Busy seasons don't magically create operational strength. They reveal whether or not they already had it. And yet, when things slow down, so many people instinctively start pulling back. They stop marketing consistently. They delay improving systems. They cut support. They put projects on hold. They stop delegating because things aren't as busy right now. And honestly, I understand the instinct. When things slow down, there's this emotional urge to tighten everything up and go into preservation mode. But the problem is that many business owners and nonprofit leaders unintentionally create future chaos during their slower seasons. Because when business picks back up again, and it usually does, suddenly they're overwhelmed all over again with the same bottlenecks, the same inefficiencies, and the same operational issues they had the last time things got busy. And now they're trying to fix everything while under pressure. And that is exhausting. So in this video, I want to talk about what successful business owners and nonprofit leaders actually do during slow months, why slow seasons can be one of the most valuable times in your business, and how to use them strategically so your next busy season doesn't completely consume you. And if you're someone who plans to step away or take more time off during slower seasons, we'll also talk about what actually needs to be in place before you do that successfully. And somewhere in this video, I may accidentally call you out a little bit. Respectfully, of course. One of the biggest mindset shifts leaders need to make is this. A slow season is not a sign your business or organization is failing. A slow season is operational breathing room. And the people that use that breathing room intentionally are often the ones who scale more sustainably long term. Because when you're buried in client work, donor communication, meetings, deadlines, inboxes, events, volunteer coordination, and putting out fires, it becomes very difficult to step back and improve the operations themselves. You're surviving the machine, not improving the machine. And whether you run a business or lead a nonprofit organization, the reality is usually the same. When things get busy, strategic improvement gets pushed aside for immediate needs. Slow seasons give you the opportunity to finally ask, what keeps breaking every time we get busy? That question alone can change everything, because most operational problems don't start during busy seasons. They become visible during busy seasons. The real problem was already there. The communication gaps, the dependency on the leader, the lack of systems, the inconsistent follow-ups, the cluttered onboarding process, the inbox chaos, and the fact that everything still requires your approval before everything can move forward. Busy seasons just expose it. Now let's talk about something I see all the time. Things slow down and support gets cut immediately. And sometimes that decision truly is necessary financially. I want to acknowledge that. But in many cases, support gets cut not because it's strategically wise, but because it feels emotionally safer. And unfortunately, what happens next is predictable. The business owner or executive director suddenly absorbs everything back onto their own plate again. Admin, scheduling, follow-up, content, inbox management, donor coordination, board reporting, volunteer coordination, project management. I can go on. And instead of using the slow season to strengthen operations, they spend it maintaining those tasks. Then busy season comes back around and they're overwhelmed again. Because nothing was improved during the slower period. One of the most overlooked advantages of maintaining support during slower months is that your team finally has room to optimize instead of just react. And that is gold. That is when systems get documented, workflows improve, reoccurring issues get fixed, communication systems get cleaned up, onboarding improves, templates get creative, the experience of your clients and community improves, content gets batched, automations get implemented. Again, I can go on forever. In other words, you stop operating purely in survival mode. And honestly, some of the most impactful work in a business or nonprofit happens when there's finally enough breathing room to think. The most successful business owners and nonprofit leaders I've worked with tend to focus on 4 major things during slower seasons. Number 1, they clean up operational bottlenecks. They identify what keeps slowing us down, not emotionally, logistically. Where are things getting stuck? What still depends entirely on the leader? What creates confusion repeatedly? And what tasks are constantly reactive instead of proactive? They use slower seasons to reduce friction before pressure returns. Number 2, they strengthen delegation. This is a big one. A lot of people think delegation is just handing off tasks. It's not. Strong delegation is creating clarity, ownership, systems, expectations, and repeatability. Slow seasons are the best time to improve delegation because there's actually room for training, for documentation, refinement, communication, feedback, and adjustment. Trying to build delegation systems while drowning is significantly harder. Number 3, they prepare for future demand. Successful leaders don't wait until they're overwhelmed to prepare for growth. They prepare before they need it. That might look like building onboarding systems if they don't exist, organizing CRM data, cleaning up lead pipelines, improving donor tracking, creating email templates, preparing marketing assets, batching content, updating SOPs, reviewing client or donor experience touchpoints, preparing for events, launches, fundraising campaigns. The list goes on. Because future growth is easier to manage when the foundation underneath is stable. And number 4, they protect their own capacity. This one matters more than people realize. Many leaders unknowingly enter busy seasons already exhausted and then wonder why they burn out halfway through. Slow seasons are also an opportunity to restore decision-making capacity, energy, and mental clarity, not disappear completely, not abandon the business or organization, but strategically recover while strengthening the support structures around you. And nonprofit leaders especially tend to normalize operating in constant overextension because the mission matters deeply to them. But long-term sustainability matters too. Now let's talk about stepping away during your slow season, because I know many leaders use slower seasons as an opportunity to finally take time off, and I fully support that. But there's a difference between I'm stepping away intentionally and I'm disappearing and hoping nothing catches on fire. If you plan on stepping away, certain things need to be in place first. For example, clear communication processes, defined responsibilities, emergency escalation procedures for when things potentially catch on fire, calendar visibility, client, donor, or staff expectations, delegated ownership, organized passwords and logins, SOPs for reoccurring tasks, a central place for information, and most importantly, your business or organization cannot rely entirely on your memory. And that's one of the biggest danger zones I see. If all critical information lives inside the leader's brain, the organization becomes fragile. And if stepping away feels impossible because nobody else knows how to do things, that's not a personality trait. That's an operational problem. And operational problems can be fixed. So if you're approaching a slower season and wondering where to even start, here's a very simple framework to work from. Step 1, audit what broke during your last busy season. Not theoretically, literally ask yourself, what stressed me out repeatedly? What delayed projects? What tasks piled up? What conversations kept happening over and over again? And what depended too heavily on me? That gives you your roadmap. Now, step 2, choose one operational area to improve. Not all of them, not 20, not even 3, just one. Maybe it's inbox management, onboarding, delegation, calendar systems, follow-up, donor communication, project management, content workflows, whatever you can make the most progress, and keep it simple. Slow seasons become powerful when you focus. And step 3, document before demand returns. This is where support matters so much because documenting systems while things are calm creates significantly less stress later. Future you will be deeply grateful. As you approach a slower season, I want you to seriously think about these questions. And I know I've been throwing a lot of questions out on you, but they're very intentional. Number 1, what problem keeps repeating every busy season that I still haven't solved? Because reoccurring chaos is usually a systems issue, not a workload issue. Number 2, if demand doubled next month, what would break first? Your answer tells you exactly where operational strengthening is needed. Number 3, am I using my slow season to recover strategically or avoid strategically? Did that one sting a little? But it's important because there's a huge difference between intentional rest and disengagement. Now, if you are considering hiring support during your slower season, I actually think that can be an incredibly smart move. But before you hire, there are, yes, I'm going to say it again, a few questions I'd like to really encourage you to think through first. Number 1, what outcome do I actually want operationally from support? Not just, oh, I need help. What specifically needs to improve? Your time, your responsiveness, your organization, your consistency, your leadership capacity, your ability to step away. Clarity here changes everything. Number 2, next question you need to ask yourself when considering hiring during a slow season, am I willing to delegate ownership or only tasks? Because if every decision, approval, and answer still has to route through you, support can only go so far. That's where many delegation frustrations begin. Number 3, do I want temporary relief or long-term leverage? Those are 2 very different goals. Relief helps you breathe temporarily. Leverage changes how the business or organization operates long-term. And the leaders who scale sustainably usually focus on leverage. Now, at the end of the day, successful business owners and nonprofit leaders don't treat slow seasons like wasted time. They treat them like preparation seasons. Because busy seasons don't create strong organizations, they reveal them. And if you use slower periods intentionally to strengthen systems, improve delegation, optimize support, and reduce operational friction, your next season of growth becomes significantly more manageable. Slow seasons are often the only time leaders have enough breathing room to improve the systems that support the people depending on them, whether that's clients, customers, donors, volunteers, staff, or their community. Also, if you're looking to help prepare your organization or business to function more smoothly while you step away or delegate more effectively, we do have several free resources available to help you delegate while you're out of office, and I'll have those linked in the description below. And if this video helped you think differently about your slow season, make sure to subscribe because we talk a lot here about delegation, operational support, leadership, and building organizations that don't completely rely on one person every second of the day. And honestly, that's the goal. See you next time.